Hi, this is Dilip Jacob on Lead the Way series. Today we're going to talk about servant leadership. And the question that was raised was, is servant leadership relevant for today? And my answer is an emphatic yes. When I look back to my career and when I started my job as a manager, I thought getting things done the way you want is leadership. And but as the time progressed and as the organization grew, I understood that alone is not leadership. You have to bring collective growth, and for that you need a servant leadership style of operating. And that's when I understood that servant leadership is so important to build an organizational culture. So let me talk about a definition I heard about servant leadership by Chris Edmonds. Servant leadership is the dedication of a leader to enrich the lives of those around them to be better leaders, so that they prove to be better leaders in their family, their organization, and the community that they're part of. So it is a dedication from the leader to enrich the lives of others to be better leaders. So servant leadership is not self-serving, but it is serving others to be better leaders. So is servant leadership being a subservient person to all the others around you? Or is it about doing all that people ask you to do? No, that is not servant leadership. So that's just being somebody who loves to please others. So that's not leadership. So what are the qualities of a servant leader? So what are the qualities of a servant leader? Number one, they clarify the need to serve others. They act it out in their lives. They ensure that others around them see this message going out from them consistently, that serving others is important. So, for example, if you are trying to work with somebody with a project, and you are trying to ensure that an outcome is coming together from the team, the servant leader would step in there and be there to work with them during that period of the project. They are not the ones who would say, hey, get this done. I don't know how you do it. I want it done by this time. Servant leaders are known to empower people when they work in a team. They work with them. They know how to solve some problems working together with these people. So they act it out, they live it out as servant leaders. The second thing about servant leaders is they listen and observe carefully their team. What they do is they try to understand how are their teammates or the team members thinking. What is driving their thinking? How are they going to understand what I am trying to get them to do as a leader? So they try and listen to people. They ask questions. They love to hear feedback. And so they listen to the people. They try to understand their thinking so that they can be a better leader, a leader that they can understand better. So that there's collectively a better outcome, because the leader has understood the thinking styles of his leaders or the people that he's trying to raise in leadership. The third thing about servant leadership is persistence. And servant leaders need to know that one conversation may not solve the problem. One conversation may not change a person. So they have to persist. And one of the things that which I could cite as an example is, as an organization and as leaders, we try as much as possible to tell our teams, don't misrepresent any information. Now that's so common in the world, to misrepresent information, but it takes persistent, consistent telling them and also correcting people to say, don't misrepresent. Now, do you punish them for misrepresentation? Do you tell them, you are not fit to be in the team? No, you consistently walk it out. You tell them, let's try to do it. And we have seen that when people see things working without having to do misrepresentation, their eyes open and they see there is a better way of doing things. They really don't have to do this. So it needs you to persist with them and not to give up halfway through, and because sometimes people take time to realize that character trait that you're trying to build in them. So servant leadership demands persistence. And the fourth thing, which is so again important, is that servant leadership keeps themselves accountable to the team. So they are not expecting accountability from the team, but they also keep themselves accountable. For example, if you are expecting somebody to be on time for a certain project or during the duration of a project, and you yourself as a leader do not turn up there and you're not accountable for that, then the team also gets demotivated at times. So these people, servant leaders, know that they are also accountable to the rest of the team. So they try to be what they expect from the team. They try to be that before them. So there is an accountability in the team. Therefore, servant leaders, and I know it is not an easy character to trait to build, especially when you want to be accountable to the people who are working under you or reporting to you. In closing, servant leadership is a transformational form of leadership because it changes people that you're working with, and as they become better leaders, your customers get a better experience from them, and therefore your organization grows. So it is not a short-term objective or a short-term goal-oriented leadership. It is a longer term because you're trying to build leaders who are better around you. And therefore, servant leadership is ideal for today's organizations because you're trying to differentiate from other organizations around, but you're also trying to build a culture so that your employees deliver that to your customers. Now, I hope this series has helped you, and if you have more questions about any of these leadership topics, do write to us. We look forward to hear from you. Thank you.